90% silver market watch. We're going to see who has 90% silver in stock. We're going to see who has it at what price. I also have milk prices for you. I'll also get into should you trade silver for silver, silver for gold, vice versa. And I'm going to give you guys my opinion. This is only my opinion on that. So it's not financial advice. I'm going to give you guys some tips that might help you out because I'm still getting emails about this. And I think people want kind of like an advice, but I really can't give advice. But I'm going to give you guys my train of thought on that. So please like, share, and subscribe. Let's try to get to 4,800 subscribers by the end of the year. We're about 25 subscribers away from that goal. So it's been a little bit of a rough month, as you guys know. Christmas time, New Year's time, people not watching too much. So please share this out also. Let's just get into the video right now. JM Bullion prices. The H stands for Franklin half dollars. The Q stands for Washington silver quarters. And the D stands for Roosevelt silver dimes, folks. As of last night, $10 face over JM Bullion for Franklin silver halves. For a full roll of $10 face, $260.20. Their quarters were $235.95 for $10 face, and they're still out of Roosevelt silver dimes. Their breakdown on that was $13.01 each for the Franklin halves. Their silver quarters was $5.89 each, and again, they were out of Roosevelt silver dimes, so there was no price available for that. Let's check our friends at APMEX. APMEX came a little bit cheaper across the board. They were $233.31 for Franklin halves for $10 face. Their quarters actually were a pretty gosh darn good price. Was $222.58 for $10 face. And their Roosevelt silver dimes for $5 face was $118.44. Their breakdown on their items, Franklin halves was $11.66 each. Quarters, Washington silver quarters was $5.56 each, and their Roosevelt silver dimes comes out to be $2.36 with their price point. Let's go to our friends at SD Bullion. Their Franklin halves was $239.89. Their quarters was $236.31 for $10 face, and their Roosevelt silver dimes was $127.09 for $5 face. Their breakdown comes out to be $11.99 each for Franklin halves. Their Washington silver quarters break down to be $5.90 each. And their Roosevelt silver dimes came out to be $2.54 each. Let's go to our friends at Hero Bullion. Not bad prices at Hero Bullion this week at all. Franklin halves was $2.18 for $10 face. Their Washington silver quarters was $230.80 for $10 face. And their Roosevelt silver dimes was $115.40 for $5 face. Their breakdown, I think they had the best price on Franklin halves this week, folks. $10.90 each. That's a really good buy, in my opinion, over at Hero Bullion this week. Washington silver quarters breaks down to be $5.77 each, and their Roosevelt silver dimes is $2.30 each. How about our good friends at Pimbex? They were Franklin halves was $227.70 for $10 face. Their Washington silver quarters was $223.30 for $10 face. Great deal on dimes this week. $111.90 for $5 face. Their breakdown comes out to be $11.38 each for the Franklin halves. Their Washington silver quarters was $5.58 each. And the Roosevelt silver dimes was $2.23 each. Again, I think they have a great price on dimes this week at Pimbex. You might want to check them out. Not a sponsor. None of these are sponsors, folks. I'm not doing this to call any company out. I just do the shopping for you so you guys don't have to. Let's go to our friends at Monument Metals. They were Franklin halves. $10 face was $221.86. Their Washington silver quarters for $10 face, $222.94. And their Roosevelt dimes came in a little bit cheaper than Pimbex. Was $111.47. Not by much, but they were a little bit cheaper, folks. Their breakdown was $11.09 each for the Franklin halves. Their Washington silver quarters over at Pimbex was Monument Metal, excuse me, $5.57 each, and their Roosevelt Silver Dimes, they were a little bit cheaper than $2.23, but I rounded up to $2.23 just to let you guys know that, because it was a little bit cheaper, but the math came out to be about the same price as Pinbacks. So yes, Monument Metals does beat them by just a hair this week. You know, it don't matter to me where you guys buy this stuff from. Buy your 90% silver, buy your rounds, your bars, whatever. All I care about is you guys getting the best price possible. This is why I do this every single week for the market update. Before we get into the melt values and what I'm thinking about trading, I'd like to give a shout out to Sobriety in Silver. This guy has been rocking it over there. He's been growing very, very fast. Please check him out. He talks about his issue with sobriety. He talks about silver. He talks a little bit about goldbacks. He's one of us folks. So check him out. And he's new to stacking. And I've actually learned some stuff from him too. So, I mean, I'm helping him out. He's helping me out. We talk on the phone just about every single day. He's really a good guy over there. We're trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers so we can start getting paid a little bit of money from YouTube here. His next threshold is 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 viewing hours. So please check him out. Please subscribe to him. Let him know that Coin Shop Chris sent you there. And let's just go on to the melt values this week. The war nickels. Again, these are just melt values, not numismatic values, not any rare coin or an era coin or anything like that. Your war nickels are melting for $1.66. It's a little bit down. Everything's been a little bit down this week because silver is down a little bit. $1.66 is your melt value on your war nickels. Your silver dimes are down to $2.13 each. So paying 10 cents over melt over Pinbacks and basically Monument Metals for your silver dimes. It's not a bad price for their silver dimes this week. It's really not. 10 cents over melt. That we can get back very quickly, folks. It's available now. It's cheap. I wish I had the money to pull the plug on some of these dimes because that's a really good price right now. Some of the dimes, I'm going to be honest with you guys, folks. I bought it when it was a little bit cheaper. I got most of my dimes for about $2 each, $2.05 each. A little bit less. I even got a couple of rolls at $80 a roll on eBay when silver was a lot cheaper than it is now. When silver was about $24, $23 an ounce. That's when I started really picking up some dimes at those prices. And yes, I was paying over melt. But it was more money to pay over melt than it is now. So keep that in mind. I mean, just if you go back just a couple weeks, we were only at $2.23 melt. Just a few weeks back on. It's not going to take much for it to get back to $2.23, and then you're even with your dimes there. So just keep that in mind. Your silver quarters are melting for $5.33 each. Again, melt value only. Your silver 90% halves are melting for $10.66 each, and that's 90% on that as well. So all these you see have a melt value of $10.66 on the melt. On your 40%, some people like them, some people don't. I love them, folks. I think they're going to come into a good situation when everything goes, crap hits the fan, if you want to call it like that, the dollar collapses. I think people are going to wish they had some 40% silver halves. They're melting for $4.36. Again, I did pretty good on my 40% silver halves. A lot of them I got for $3.50 to $4. I have paid up to $4.50 when silver was a little bit higher. If you can get, this is my recommendation, not financial advice. If you can get them for melt or less, you're doing yourself a very good deed in my book, because I think people will start turning to 40% silver eventually. I might be wrong with that. I do have, not a whole bag full, but, I'm starting to build up a nice little stack on those. And I'm doing it little by little, folks. You guys see me, pull out little envelopes with 8 coins at a time, 6 coins at a time, 15 coins at a time. I mean, that's how I am stacking these. When I can give them a good deal on eBay, And, even your coin shops might even have good deals on them. So check with your local coin shops. Ask them if they're going to sell them for around melt. If you can get them under melt, great. By all means, my personal opinion is stack them, but that's up to you. Again, not financial advice. Your Morgan in Peace dollars. And please, this is only melt value, not numismatic value, not Carson City or a rare coin that is low mintage. The silver value only is $22.78 as of your melt value on the Morgan dollars in Peace dollars. Again, it's just the silver content for if you had to melt it down, that's what you would get, folks. So that's what that means when I say melt value only. People have asked me, folks, should I trade silver, 10-ounce bars for 90% silver? Should I trade 90% silver for other stuff? Look, or should I trade silver for gold, or gold for silver? What you want to keep in mind is what is your financial situation? I don't want you telling me, okay? I want you, what you should do is write down on a piece of paper the pros and cons about trading any type of metal for other metal, even if it's the same metal, like silver for silver. Whether you trade a 100-ounce bar to 90% silver, rather you trade 90% silver for 1 ounce rounds, whatever the case may be. I want you guys to think of how much, first of all, how much is your light bill? How much you spend at the grocery store every single time? Yes, that's going to vary month to month, week to week when you're grocery shopping. You're not going to be exactly right on the money, right on the same items every single week. Prices go up, prices come down a little bit. Your average grocery bill, and the reason why I use the grocery bill a lot is, I'll use myself as an example. My grandma and I don't spend a lot at the grocery store because we try to buy, when something's on sale, we try to stock up on it if we can. Okay, we can't stock up on some stuff. We all know that. But there's some stuff we can stock up on, like canned goods. But we can go down to the whole list. And when you're stocking up on this type of stuff, you don't have to do it all at one time itself. You can go to Aldi's if you have an Aldi's in your area. The canned goods they're going up, okay? I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. They're going up. We all know that. But if you buy 4 extra cans a week, 4 extra cans, or every time you get paid, you get 4 extra cans, your stockpile will start going up. And think about how much you spend at the grocery store. Think about your bills. Think about if you like where you're living now. Okay, think about that. Are you planning to move? Are you planning to buy another house? Are you renting? Do you own? Do you have plans to buy a car the next 3 or 4 years? Or trade your car in that you have now? Whatever the case may be. I cannot answer that question for anybody, not even at the shop. We're not financial advisors by any step of the reason, of the meaning, whatever you want to call it. I cannot give you folks financial advice on this. What I can do, though, is guide you. And this is what I'm trying to do, is think about what your bills are. Do you have, if someone's pregnant in your family, are you going to need to help them with diapers, baby wipes, baby food, baby clothes, whatever the case may be? Do you have an older relative in your life that needs extra care or is going to need extra care in the next year or so? We got to keep that all in mind. And everybody's lifestyle is different. So if you're not spending a lot, maybe 90% silver is the best way to go. If your bills are higher, then maybe 1 ounce to 5 ounce to 10 ounce bars. I don't own anything more than a 10 ounce bar. I think for me, a kilo is too much. Or a kilo of silver is too much. I don't see myself spending that type of money anytime soon. And who knows where the price is going to go. If the price does go to some crazy price, folks, let's just use $300-400 silver price. and you got a kilo, or you got a 10-ounce bar, or that 10-ounce bar is gonna be $3,000. That might be hard to break. Okay, that might just be a little bit much to give up all at once. You know, this what happens. We get into a scenario. You go to a coin shop, and you bring a 10-ounce bar, and you only need $500. You know, for whatever you need. Let's say the cash is still flowing right now. Let's just assume that that's going on. Or we go into a digital currency. That money's going to go onto your digital currency card. And they might not have silver available in smaller amounts. Just keep that in mind. That's possible. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody. I'm just giving you guys what I'm thinking myself. We just don't know what's going to happen. So maybe have a little bit of everything, meaning have 90% silver, 1 ounce coins, 1 ounce rounds, 1 ounce bars, you know, and going on gold. If you can afford gold, great. I've said this before in my videos. I think ultimately we want to be in gold, but everybody can't afford gold right now. I'm waiting for that ratio to drop. When is that going to drop? It could be next year. It could be 2025. It could take to 2030. I don't know. I'm just being honest with you. I don't know. So when people ask me, should I trade? First of all, I don't know your financial situation. I don't know you personally. And that's not trying to be mean. That is just trying to give you the facts that, you know, we can't even advise people at the shop. We can explain stuff like I'm explaining to you folks. And this is how we explain it in the shop. And then sometimes people go home, folks, and do some math and what their plans are. You know, have a 5-year plan. What do you see yourself, where do you see yourself being in 5 years? I know, it's like a job interview, right? But that's where we have to look at this. And, you know, if you folks have any questions for me about silver, gold, or platinum, please email me away. I can give you my opinion on stuff, but mostly I'm going to end it with, you know, if you ask me something like that, I'm going to end it, this is not advice. And I just don't want to lead anybody in the wrong direction because everybody is different. So with that being said, I hope this video helps people out. And to the next video, CoinShop Chris is out. Catch you on the next one.